Hello, everybody. Welcome to an episode of JRPG Club. It is when my friends and I come together and play a video game in the form of a book club. We get together once a month. This one's been a little drawn out for various reasons, but that's okay. The game that we are currently playing through JRPG Club is, drumroll, Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. If you are just joining us, you will be very sad to hear that you have missed our progression from the beginning of the game up to, I believe we're past the midway point at this point.
Way past the midway point.
Yeah, we've gone through quite a bit of content in Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, and we're just going to keep going forward. For anyone who is, if it is your first time listening, please take the time to do a quick Google search on YouTube or in whatever podcasting app you listen to. You will be able to find our JRPG Club. You can also go to HPCritical.com and you can type JRPG Club in the search bar. It should bring you to all of the episodes from JRPG Club. You can also just go to HPCritical.com and click on the podcast link at the top, which will take you to all of our podcasts. And if you scroll through those, you will find the JRPG Club moments where we have officially finished Final Fantasy X, and we've moved on past Dragon Quest because nobody wanted to play it, and Final Fantasy X too because everybody got bored with it. And I shouldn't say everybody because I didn't get bored with it, but you know, here we are. And we've moved on to Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. And as JRPG Club continues, we do have people who are brand new to JRPGs. We have people who are veterans to JRPGs. And we have people who have played the game before and people who are playing it for the first time. So it's a very diverse group of people. Currently, today, you have people who are familiar with JRPGs, but I believe only 2 of the 4 of us have actually 5 of us have actually completed this game in its entirety. And I'm not sure that those 2 have actually done the Zodiac Age. So before we begin, I just talked a shit ton, so excuse me. If you guys can just tell us your names, please, so everyone can hear your voices, connect that name to a voice, and know who you are.
I saw Job unmute first, so that's why I was waiting.
No, same here.
Oh, I am Job. Hello.
I am Brandon. I will also say hello to you. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi, my name is Christy.
And I'm your host, Jarrell. And with that, I will go ahead and begin with what we went through. This checkpoint was a kind of a short one because, you know, life happens. We had a lot of stuff. But there were a lot of side quests to go through and a lot of hunts and optional content that we could have done that I will leave the floor to anyone to talk about.
Me.
But of course, we've traveled the world of, what's the name of this world? Oh my god, it's been so long.
Evalis.
Is it Evalis? What's the continent? What's the name of the continent?
Evalis, isn't it?
No.
Isn't that the name of the that's not the name of the continent as well?
Whatever.
Isn't it
See, we don't even know. Like, no, nobody knows the truth.
It's been too long.
It's been too long. We've traveled.
I was under the assumption the continent was the world name too, but you know, now you got me double guessing myself.
Now I gotta look it up. We've traveled Evalis. We've gone through the Nalbina Fortress, Rabanastre, Garamscythe Waterway, the Barheim Passage. We've been on the Dreadnought Leviathan. We've gone through the Tomb of Wraithwall, the Osmond Plains, the Golmore Jungle, the Hen Mines. We've gotten some summons, including Mateus and Ifrit. However you want to say it. We've been through the Mosfron Highways. We've fought numerous bosses that I think we can all agree are much easier than the actual hunts in the game. We've gone through the Draclor Laboratories, and most recently, after completing the Draclor Laboratories and defeating Dr. Sid, that's where we left off. Do a quick little note from what we did last time that I'm going to pull up really quickly here, so we can just give like a nice little, this is where we ended, this is where we're going. 1 second, please. Okay, yeah. So, we were in a situation where the authoritarian rule of the judges was mixed with the impending threat of a Rosarian invasion, and Vayne has basically taken over at this point. The Resistance is ready to go to war with the Empire to stop them. Bosch thinks that the Resistance is playing into Vayne's hands by allying with Rosaria, allowing him to use the Nethicite and crush both Rosaria and the Resistance at the same time. Balthier says that that's not the case because they still have the Nethicite, and it's up to us as the party to retrieve it and destroy it with the Sword of Kings, keeping everyone on an even playing field, which is what we got. We just retrieved the Sword of Kings, and we're trying to destroy the Nethicite before either group uses it, and we're actually headed to the Gulmore Jungle in the corner of the wood where there's a mist storm that surges and seeds, excuse me. We talked to Ash a little bit. She admits that she wants the power of the Nethicite, but is afraid of it. But we're going to go to Garavegan, where she might find more Nethicite. And we're looking for the Pt.4. So that's where we left off at the last checkpoint. Lots of things happen. Lots of political intrigue. Lots of death. Vane's basically in charge of the Empire currently. Rosaria, the opposing Empire, is they're trying to find a way in. Vane's been doing some really bad shit. I'm pretty sure he killed his dad. Like, I forgot. He killed his dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't, like,
it's not
say
explicitly said,
but
yes.
we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not explicitly said, but we've gotten the hint that he's killed his father. His brother has gone missing. Marissa's probably favorite character. We don't know where he is currently.
It's my baby Larsa.
We don't know where Larsa is at the moment. And the party is just now trying to find a way to stop the Nethicite from being used and waging a war that will destroy Dalmasca, Rabanastre, and everything in between. And to do that, we're headed to Giravegan and the Pt.4 to get either more Nethicite or something to end the Nethicite. It's been a minute. So let's go ahead and talk about...
We're just feeding Ash's addiction to Nethicite at this point.
At this point, yes. We're literally just... Ash is just like, I want Nethicite. And they're like, all right, bet. We have nothing else to do with our lives. We're sky pirates.
We're already, like, on this journey, so I guess, like...
Mm-hmm. I had something I was gonna say, and I completely forgot it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not you. It's not you. Oh, no. Oh, okay, I remember. So, we had to travel through the Feywood to, on the way to go to, Giravegan, we have to travel through the Feywood. And this is the second time for me going through the Feywood, because the first time I went through, I was a little too, underlevel, got destroyed. If you listen to the last podcast, you will hear about me and Marissa's experience, because the same thing happened to her. We were both destroyed in the Feywood. This is the first time we were officially supposed to get to the Feywood. And if you go through the Feywood, there's very poor visibility. The deeper in you go, the worse it gets. There are enemies everywhere. They love to use status effects, stop, confuse, sleep, all the nastiness. So you really got to get your gambits together to do that. We go through, and there's a place called the Paramina Rift. As you go through there, you'll reach the Walk of Stolen Truths. Once you continue on, there's going to be a boss fight with an enemy called Rafflesia, I believe is how you say it. I don't know if it's been a while, so I don't know if you guys have actually remembered this battle, but I'll just give you a little rundown of what happens. They use wind attacks against you. I'm sorry, no, you use wind attacks against it because it is weak to wind. I don't know if any of you know that, but at the start of this battle, your MP is drained, which is a very annoying thing to happen. I don't know if anyone recognized that. I noticed. It uses sap, poison, sleep, disable, disease, and confuse. And he also will summon little Marlboros to do extra damage and also drain your HP. But overall, it wasn't too bad for me. He does call for help a few times during the battle if you allow him to. But yeah, he's a big like plant monster thing that likes to use status effects. Did anybody have any issues with Rafflesia and that energy drain?
Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say, fuck Rafflesia, man.
Oh my god!
Like, okay, so it wasn't hard per se. It was just very annoying. Like, I was just, getting hit by all these status effects. Couldn't use Inasuna or nothing like that, so I had to just go into the item stores. Eventually, the fight was just like, I wasn't losing, but it was taking forever just because of the inconveniences. So I just ended up finishing it with summons /
quickenings?
Special and the quickenings. Yes, exactly. And that's pretty much the fight. Just it was more annoying than difficult.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was very annoying.
I didn't have as much trouble because I kind of like walked into him blindly, not really knowing like what the fuck. I was just like, I gotta go this way, so excuse me. But okay. If you've listened to the past podcast and my trouble with the fucking bombs, after that I went and maxed out. I had enough money to like buy 99 high potions and like shit like that. So I was okay without MP for healing and everything like that. And then I basically just like kept hitting him with all my weapons and everything. Status effects, yeah, sucked. But I mean, again, after the fucking bomb fights, I went and bought like a bunch of everything. I had like 40 of just about everything.
Yes.
So I was just like, okay, cool. I'll use this, I guess.
Yep. Marissa said there is no status effect that will stop her. She is over-prepared. Never again.
Like, not today.
Never
again.
Never again after that optional fight that fucked me up for a week. Like,
never again. So as we continue on, unless anyone else has anything to say on the boss. No.
Oh, I will say this. Annie could unfortunately not make it to this episode, but in her behalf, I will say that I think as, our resident Knights only user, she probably wasn't affected too much by the lack of magic. I'm just saying.
True.
She probably wasn't. She probably like powered through everything, which
I feel
any
like
choice, Knights
if not
is the way to go.
If not for story constraints, I think Annie would already be at the end, like, punching Vane in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably would.
So as you beat whatever, and you continue on, I don't know, it's fine. As you beat that boss fight and you continue on, things get worse. Visibility gets even more poor. Your map is just completely distorted. You can't see. You don't really know where you're going. You enter an area called the Ice Field of Clear Sight, which is ironic as shit because you can't see anything. And there are actual shrines throughout the area, and you'll find something called a Feywood glyph in the center of the shrine. And so I found out that this is different for everyone, but you'll find something called the Feywood glyph in the center of the shrine, and if you read it, it'll explain that illusion betokens the true way. And this was really cool to me. I don't know how you guys felt about this, but basically, as you stand in the middle of the shrine, if you circle around and look at it, everything is going to look distorted, but there will be one section in the doorway of the shrine, the archway of the shrine, that looks like a paradise, I believe it was. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But it looks like a paradise, and if you follow that direction, it'll take you to the next shrine, and then you keep following each shrine's direction until it leads you to the official gate at the Edge of Reason. So really quickly, because I thought this was just super, super cool, did you guys figure that out at first? Like, how did you take this this portion of the game?
I found a guide because I was confused as hell during this whole thing.
Okay.
Question,
Like I
I'm
couldn't-
not there
yeah.
yet.
Ooh.
Wait,
No,
so,
I'm just kidding.
well, what's your question? Wait.
Oh, I just said good question because
Oh,
I am
good
totally not there
question.
yet.
Okay,
Oh.
you said good question. Okay, I thought you said question. I'm sorry.
We might have to defer to Job on this because he's our resident reader. But I felt like there was something that like hinted at the puzzle that you like read. I think like the first shrine that you walked up to, or maybe a little bit before it, it mentioned something about it. I don't know if I'm imagining that or whatever, but I remember just like stepping into it and just, you know, like, okay, we're just gonna see. I fucking on just like a side note, I love the design of it so much.
Me too.
First of
Me
all,
too.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
yeah, the shrines were beautiful to begin with, but then like the whole look through and find paradise thing, I was like, Bae, wonderful world design. I'm about it.
Yes, I completely agree. And the fact that, you know, the fact that it's different for every player is also super cool because I can't just be like, hey, Marissa, this one's here. It's in the top left corner. Go to that one, then go to that one, then go to that one, because your game's going to be different from mine, right? And it tells you, you know, like the clue that you do get is illusion betokens the true way. So I went around to these shrines and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, this don't mean shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, this is the worst clue of life. And then I ended up standing in one and I saw, like, you see the illusion and it's like, oh my god, illusion betokens the true way. It makes sense. But I completely understand. Okay.
And then you ruin the mood.
For real. But I do completely understand being confused by it because if you don't, like, literally stand there and look around, like, you might only see one section of the shrine and you won't be able to see what that means. And for a while, I didn't understand what it meant. Like, I was there for like 20 minutes, like, what the fuck? So I literally went to every shrine and I was like, so they all just gonna say the same thing? Because I thought they would have like different sayings. And I was like, oh, they all just say the same shit. This is dumb. But then when I found out, I was like, oh my god, that's brilliant. And it was just really cool. I just thought it was such a really cool standout moment. I know it's so tiny, but I think just for game design, like, that was super neat, especially because we're all like fucked up and it's like, oh yeah, here's paradise, just follow this way. It's not paradise, by the way. Like, we are not headed to paradise at all. But it was just a cool little moment. Brandon, so what happened? Like, how long did it take before you looked up a guide?
About 20 minutes, because, like, what I did first was because, you know, new area, let me just explore all of it first, fight some enemies, get some XP, all that good stuff. And then I was like, all right, I'm finished exploring, let's see if we can actually solve this puzzle. Unfortunately, I had the same trouble that I've been running to, unfortunately, pretty often during this playthrough, where I read this text, and it's spoken of, like, in this old English riddle style, and I'm like, I don't really understand what you're trying to say, so I gave it like a really good try. I was like, what does that mean? Illusion betokens truth, but where's the illusion? Everything. I can't see anything. It's basic. Everything looks like an illusion, so I'm not quite sure what this means. And then I looked it up. And then I was like, oh, okay. Let me say, oh! So I will just readily say, once I got there and saw that, I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Right?
And I was disappointed that I couldn't figure it out, but I was legit stuck, and I was just like, I gotta make progress, man. So I was like,
yeah, no, I understand. There's actually, so after this, you head to the, I think it's called the Gigas Gate.
That sounds right. Yeah.
After you go through this, you head to the Gigas Gate, and there's an inscription on the gate, and it says, Gigas Summoner, gate's power is yours to claim. Beyond the one gate lies sacred Gyrovagan. Over the one gate, the Gigas hold sway. So, how was this one? How was this riddle for you guys?
Man, I don't know how. I figured this one out, like, right away.
Yeah.
I was like, that one seemed even less, I don't know, it seemed less clear, but I was like, oh, just bring out Gigas, just do it.
You know, the first thing I did actually was I just tried to open the gate with the person who had Gigas on their
yeah, I did that too.
Summon, and I was like, why is it not working? Like, it clearly says Gigas. I have Gigas. Like, why is this not working?
It did seem weird. I was like, do I have to literally have Ash literally summon Gigas? And I did. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that's the same thing for me. I was like, so I have to actually summon it? And then I did, and I was like, oh, okay. Another really cool, simple riddle, but I thought it was unique. Yeah, Marissa, what about you for that one? Anything you want to say on that one? Was it simple for you? You just got it immediately?
Not immediately, because I actually have been really bad about equipping summons to my characters, because I was like, I'm going to find more and I might want to change them up, and I don't know if I'll be able to. So I totally forgot that he existed.
Oh, no!
And was like, what the fuck? So I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, we got that bitch? Oh damn,
my god! In fairness, it's been a minute. It has been a while since we got him. So
he was the first one, yeah.
He was the first one, and it's been a minute. But once you summon him, he does this really cool shit and just opens the gate. And I was like, oh shit, this game is legit. Like, those are two really awesome, like, just the animation from that was just super dope. Like, I just, it's a part of why I'm falling in love with Final Fantasy XII. Like, things like this, they seem like little things, but to me, someone really put time and effort into making some really cool decisions there, with the riddles and just having your summons be more than just basic summons, right? Like, you actually need them to continue the plot forward, because a lot of times when you get summons in Final Fantasy games, most people don't even use them. You might use them if you're in danger, but you kind of just like call them out and then they're gone forever and they're just a thing of the past. This one's like, haha, remember that bitch you got in the beginning? You actually need him to continue forward. So I thought that was pretty cool. We'll see what Final Fantasy XVI does, because it seems like that one's trying to make them more important, but we're not here to talk about that. We go into the ancient city of Gruvegan. It's a really nice looking place. Pretty solemn, pretty quiet. There's a teleporter there, so we were able to go back and get supplies, etc. Walk through, and then there's a really creepy looking boss, Daedalus. Okay. You approach a statue, and it's just like this creepy statue standing there, and then all of a sudden the camera does its whole like movie pan around, and it focuses on the statue, and that's what we find out. It's not a statue, it's a fucking boss fight. How are we feeling about Daedalus?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This guy was nothing.
I will admit my cockiness got the better of me.
Same.
And I got humbled real fucking fast.
I'm with Marissa on this one, actually.
Okay, can I just say how much I appreciate that you and I are going through some of the same fucking struggles?
Yes. Yes.
I usually, just like FYI for people who are listening and who don't understand, I usually am like all up exploding Jarrell's DMs with hundreds of messages while I play through. And I'm just like, oh my god, did you get here? Oh my god, this thing happened. Oh my god, what the fuck do I do? Like, I keep doing this and that, and it's not working, and I don't understand, and I just harass the shit out of Jarrell. And so, I think that was one of the first times I just struggled silently, because I knew it was my own ego that was causing me to fail this fight.
Honestly, I went in the same way, and this asshole does 1,500 damage. And if you have someone who is not a tank in front of him, it is almost a complete wipeout. Like, that is a one-hit KO there. He is super tanky. He's got high defense, high damage. His defense and strength go up as his HP goes down, and that's why he's harder to beat the lower he gets. But, once you have, like, a strategy, he's decent enough to get through, as are all the bosses. But this was the first one where I was like, you know what? Maybe I might be a little under-leveled for what's going on right now. Like, I'm not sure. Am I under-leveled? And actually, this boss was when I asked Joe what level his characters were. And mine, I think, are, like, 30-something, and his are, like, 40-something. But he's only using 3, and I'm using all 6.
How'd you make it through the Feywood? What the fuck?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know.
Those bitches are level 40.
Well, I see why I've been struggling now. But also, I'm using all 6 characters, and I know that he's using only 3. Are you using 3 or 6, Marissa? I think you're also using 3, right?
3.
Well, yeah, so that's why.
I'm lazy, and I don't want to grind, and Vaughn and Pinello just ain't doing it for me, so...
Oh, facts.
Ooh.
Wow. But yeah, so
what?
Out here.
Just really quick, is I only have Pinello come out like when I need someone to res and I don't want to use a Phoenix down, or I don't want to use MP because she's a white mage.
Same.
So, that's all I do, is I just like pull her out and like, okay, bring this bitch back, and she's like, all right, I guess, and then I throw her back in the bag, like, okay, that's it.
That's literally all she does. Her heals are so whack, so she's literally just a rest character for me.
Yeah,
well, apparently I'm playing the game wrong. Because I am using all 6 characters, so
so am I.
Okay, so what level are you, Brandon?
Close to 50.
Holy shit.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
But, okay, so the difference is that
them hunts be hitting, though.
Yes, I was going to say, the difference is Brandon's doing lots of side content and hunts, etc., and I am just like, please let me pass this boss, please. At this point, like, but I did go back, actually, because we've been delaying this in a little bit. I have been going back and doing all the hunts that I missed, which has helped me level up. I actually need to check my level. I might be closer to 40 now. But that's also, I think, why I was just having some struggles with this one. But I don't know how y'all play with 3 characters, because I really just need the variety of all of the jobs available to me at all the times.
Same.
So I'm just like, I need all of what I got. But I know that it's doable because, I mean, Annie just said make everybody the same job, so...
Yeah, make everyone a knight and just win. And that's all you need to do.
Yeah, I'm clearly playing the game the wrong way.
This
So
podcast/guide. Just make everyone knights.
after that, I'm pretty sure... Oh, see, I might have confused myself. The water steps... Like, literally, once you go through there, you should have reached the water steps, and that's where it ends. And I stopped it there because, that might be a spoiler. Never mind.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you were gonna say. I haven't played the game, so nobody think that I'm trying to spoil shit. I feel like we're getting ready to go into some shit. I feel like
Okay,
this
then
is
yes,
a
that's
temple, like...
Yes, that's I did do the stopping point right before we got into some stuff that's gonna test your characters out again. I'll say that much.
No.
So I'm just gonna say this right now, to everyone listening. I'm a little past the water steps because I saw the area water steps and I was like, this seems like just a regular area. Is this really the stopping point? So I was like, I was wondering if further in this dungeon that we're in is there like an actual place, like a named water steps? It wasn't. I realized, oops, I'm past the stopping point. So I'm done with the dungeon. I won't spoil.
You're actually smarter than me. Oh my god.
I will not spoil anything, but yeah, be ready for some shit in this dungeon. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Look, I'm gonna piggyback on this and say that, Brendan, holy shit, I did the same thing you did in the sense of like, oh, it's an area name. Let me just keep going. I didn't even notice that water steps were in Giro Vegan, so I outright kept going. And I'ma spoil nothing. It's not a game spoiler, but I'ma spoil and say that I feel like I'm at the next stopping point already.
Jesus.
Because I just kept going, and I'm like, where are we stopping? And I didn't think to ask Darrell, like, where is this place? Like, what the hell?
Funny.
So, yeah, I just kept going, and, shit might go down.
Oh, well.
I'm scared now. That's
in fairness,
next
Marissa,
thing I'm gonna do.
In fairness, shit has been going down since the game started. So
That's true.
Yes.
I would like to just assuage fears that like any the next few bosses haven't been difficult. What's been getting me is puzzles. So if you're good at puzzles, I don't think you'll have that much trouble with dungeons. But I sure did, and boy, am I going to be talking about that next session.
Okay, so Bet, just go in with a guide. Already got you.
Man, I did have to bust out a guide at one point because I was like, where the fuck do I go? For like 30 minutes. This one was 30. I gave it a full half hour, and I was like, where do I go?
Why can't it just be more temples with illusions in them? I liked that. That was fun.
This was illusions. It was just bad illusions this time.
We just go through a nice little walk, a nice relaxing walk through this temple. There's no bad guys at the end of it or anything. And then at the end, we see the summon, and he's just like, hey, I think you guys are cool. I'm going to tag along. And I'd be like,
and then
Bet.
boom, you got him. No other hard work done.
And then just leave, and it's all fine.
So that is where we stopped. There is no real, story revelations up until this point. It was really just, go here, go there, do some fun little fights in between, and we had some time to do hunts and extra missions. So I will now, unless there's anything that you guys want to talk about from the Feywood up to the water steps, I will now go ahead and, also, the next stopping point will not be as obscure as this one. Just so you guys know, it will be very obvious where to stop next time. I apologize for that. It'll be very obvious. In my defense, though, I've never played the game this far, so I try to make stopping points based on guides that I see. And one of the guides had the water steps as an area.
That makes it worse for me because I have played the game before, and I'm like, what is he talking about?
Well, then obviously you wasn't paying attention. I saw water steps and I stopped. You saw water steps and kept going.
See, now this is like our moment to gang up on Joe.
Have you read it? Did you read? Because if you read it...
No, I read it and I kept going. So if anything, I'm to blame.
No, Brandon, you're fine. This attack isn't aimed at you. This is specifically at Job. Because,
100%.
hello, just
Brandon.
read the screen.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, in the meantime, unless there's anything that you guys want to talk about there, if
There's-
you did use... go ahead.
One thing. So I had made this joke a while ago, just kind of like in our own little group or whatever. But at one point, specifically like leading up to this temple, Balthier is just like, you know what, we shouldn't go inside. We should just wait for Sid out here. Like, you know, let's just chill for a little bit. And Ash says, fuck y'all, and goes into this temple. So that's another reason why I was kind of like, are we gonna get overwhelmed by something? Because, like, we ain't even supposed to be in here yet. We're just supposed to be waiting for Sid. And meanwhile, Ash is just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Bitch, you're the queen. You're the one person who's supposed to give a fuck.
Ash says she ready to die, okay? She was ready to die years ago when her husband died, and since then, she's been like, honestly, fuck this shit. I'm ready to die any day.
She's looking
at
for
any
her
time.
Juliet moment. She's
She
like,
really
where's the
is.
nearest fucking sword I can throw myself on? I'm gonna
She
go
really
towards
is.
it.
She ain't scared. She died a long time ago. She's just being forced to go through the motions at this point. That's why she keeps seeing her dead husband. She's like,
That'd be
"God damn
like
it."
me if anything happened to Jarrell. I'd just
my
be like, where's the nearest sword? I just end
You
it.
gotta live
Just
for
end
both
it
of
all.
us, babe.
No. Ew.
But yeah, so this did give us some time to also go through and do any side missions, hunts, side quests, anything. So I know I did a few hunts. Hunts are stupidly much more difficult than anything in the actual game, but I appreciate the challenge. So I do suggest that if you haven't done some hunts, go ahead and do them. I still have not found any... Wow. I still haven't found any other summons, so I guess I'm just missing them. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. But I kept looking for summons that Brandon mentioned in a previous podcast. I have yet to find them. However, Brandon, I know that you did do some extra content here that I will now give you the floor to tell us all about.
Sure. So yeah, I did a few. I have been informed that apparently there's one of those summons that are in the Barheim Passage, but it was getting really on the return visit to there, it was getting really tough over there. So I was like, let me back down for a little bit. But now that I'm getting close to like the 50 threshold, I'm gonna try again to see if I can find that summon. But yeah, as far as hunts are concerned, there's only really like 2 of note that I really want to touch upon, and I think they're both from Clan Centurio. I just want to ask real quick before I go on. Has anyone been like besides just regular hunts, has anyone been messing around with the Clan Centurio stuff?
No.
I
don't even know
haven't
what that
done shit.
So Clan Centurio is basically the Hunters Guild. It's the one that's led by the Mugo Mont Blanc, and basically
okay.
Yeah.
I might have done a few of those.
Okay, one of them was like a hunt for like this gigantic silver chocobo called the Trickster, which that thing was a bitch to hunt. Let me just tell you, it's just like it's pretty strong and it runs around a lot. So you gotta like hunt it with like one of the hunters from the guild. But beating it actually gets you a little an achievement on the Sky Pirates Den, which was pretty cool. I started doing rank 7 hunts, and the first one I did nearly killed me. They're getting really tough at that rank 7. So I was like, let me actually get to 50 before I do the next rank 7 hunt. So on that note, the one that I really wanted to talk about in this podcast, I have not done yet because maybe next session, maybe I'll be of level to do that one because, oh boy, I want to talk about that hunt, but I'm not there yet. So I will talk about this one because this one actually had story content attached to it, which I was shocked. Okay, so as you're doing the hunts, and this is like only a rank 5 hunt, so it's not even really that difficult. But Mont Blanc basically tells the party that, hey, there's someone out there who's out there like killing hunters. Like they go on hunts and they just don't come back. We have to find out who it is. And people start suspecting this Banga called Monid, that he might be the hunter killer.
Honestly,
and
it's because they're racist. Everybody's racist against the Banga. Like 100%. Tell me I'm wrong.
Honestly, I picked up on that when we were in.
Like they're
Yeah.
super racist
Master.
against them. At least it's
Honestly.
not the black people, but like, I mean, come on.
For real. But anyway, Monid, after hearing all the suspicion, just kind of like suspiciously leaves the hunt, like the Hunters Guild, right after this hunt goes down. So you're sent basically to the Yensa Sansi, whatever it was called, and you're not given a lot of directions to find this thing that Mont Blanc is telling you to find. Like he's telling you to find like this obscure monster in hopes that it'll bring out the hunter killer. So you go there, you go to the Sand Sea, and you find Monin by himself in like this arena-like area, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, Monin's about to try to kill me. Maybe he was the hunted killer." But you go to him, and then who but freaking Bagamnon and his crew come up behind.
This is why people are...
No, not the return of the. Oh my god.
Yeah, Bagamnon comes, and he's specifically like, Balthier! So I knew I'd find you eventually. So apparently as it turns out, Bagamnon found out that Balthier and the party have been taking up the hunts, and so to get his revenge, he's been posting hunts there to like lure out Balthier so he could finish him off. And
wow.
so, when hunters that are not Balthier appears, he just kills them.
Oh my god!
In hopes that eventually Balthier will come out, if not for the hunt, if for the fact that the hunter-killer rumors. In this case, it's a little bit of both. So the hunt itself is not actually going for this monster that Mont Blanc told you to go. It's actually a boss fight against Bagamnon and his 3 Bengals. So this time you have to fight them. But here's the thing. It turns out Monid wasn't the killer after all. In fact, he was there to help you find out who the killer was. Like, because he knew everyone was suspecting him. He just took it so he could, like, lure out Bagamnon. So Monid actually helps you in this fight. So it's basically an even 4-on-4. And yeah, it's a pretty decent boss fight, mostly because you're surrounded by the 4 of them as it's going on. And when it was all said and done, Bagamnon falls into the Sand Sea, assumably dead. So, that's done. You get a nice little boss clear animation. You go back to Mont Blanc, it's like, oh yeah, no, there was no of this Rubio's monster on fight. It doesn't exist. We were just hoping to let up the hunter killer.
Wow.
And but here's your payment anyway, because he's down, so good job.
I just want to say I won't believe that he's dead until I see a body. Like, for real.
He's not dead. You'll see him in Final Fantasy XIV. He's not dead.
Ooh.
Well, there you go. So, yeah. But as far as... But the way they made it, even if he's not dead, like the way they framed it is like, all right, this seemed like, at least for this game was concerned, the conclusion to the Bagamnon story.
That's cool.
And it's crazy to me that it was tied to a side quest, but there you go. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be surrounded by them, and it was the same. And when you fight them, it's the same music as when they were chasing you in the tunnel. So I thought that was also a cool touch.
No,
it really made it feel like it was coming. I thought it was nice, full circle coming moment. So yeah. I'm glad there was at least one cool hunt that I could talk about this month, because it wasn't the one I wanted to, but I'm hoping that's next month.
It's so cool, because this just brings me back to a conversation that I believe we had on the previous podcast, which is that this world feels so lived in, right? Like, it feels so evolved, it feels so real, and things like having this side quest to tie off loose ends really brings that to the forefront, right? Because fuck Bagamnon, like, we forgot about him so long ago, but like, just knowing that he's out there in the world and that the world is reacting to him as a character, whether we do as players or not, that's some seriously great world building there. And I think it's just a testament to the amount of work that went into the world building of this game and why it's such a unique title in itself. It really it really just brings that roundabout, I guess, is like the word I'm trying to use. So yeah, just like I think it just really is a testament to, and we mentioned before, which Brandon you also mentioned, because you had noticed, I finally did it. I went back to Rabinaster and started talking to the citizens, and the things they say are completely different based on what they said in the beginning, because now they're talking about the war that's coming up, and Vane being in charge and all that other stuff, and like, it's crazy, because if you never go back and talk to them, you'll never know. But if you do, it's like, holy shit, the world is moving with or without us, right? Like, who cares that we're off on this mission to go, gain more Nethicite? Like, it doesn't matter. Vane has killed his father in the meantime, right? Like, Bagamnon's getting fucking drawn out and killed also in the meantime. Like, the world is living and evolving and moving, and it's just such a great asset to Final Fantasy XII. So any other comments before we wrap this bad boy up and I tell you guys what the next stop point is?
Excited to hear the stopping point, but if anyone's got anything to say, speak your piece.
I don't think so.
All right, so we are pretty. I think we'll probably have like maybe 1 or 2 more stopping points before the game is over.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, depending on how many we end up doing, there's not too many. I will say that the next is there? I'm trying to, because I know some of us have already gone past some of it, so I don't want to do something where like it's too little and then you've forgotten. So let's say, give me 1 second here, because I had an idea of where to stop, but yeah, we could do it. I think we can do it. So the next stopping point is going to be after. Actually, we can do it before. No, after. I'll let you guys decide. The next stopping point is going to be either before or after the Fenrir boss fight.
Fenrir boss fight. Okay, I will be looking.
Oh my god! Spoilers. We're gonna fight.
Spoilers.
Yep, yeah, we'll fight Fenrir.
That sounds like a wolf.
The next stopping point is your choice, either before or after Fenrir.
I'll beat that ass.
Ooh, damn.
Brandon said he's never scared.
Right? I'm scared a little bit, but I was gonna say after, because then it's not like, oh, I stopped before the big bad scary thing and now it's gonna take me forever to work up my courage to fight him.
Well, I said before or after because if you get there and you can't beat him, at least you've made it to the checkpoint, right? After, it's like, okay, great, you're done.
If I don't beat it, then I'll just be like, hey, Jarrell, so I'm soft locked right now, but like I know everything up until that point.
And then we can talk about it either way.
I mean, after.
Okay, fine. So after. We'll do it after. So the next stopping point is after defeating the Fenrir boss.
Oh my god.
What, is that where you are now?
I'm at the checkpoint, guys. So let me
I
know.
knew it. Oh
my
I knew it. I was like, someone's gonna already be there. I knew it. That's why I was trying to make it
How far
longer.
past the water steps did you go?
He just kept going.
I did like a whole ass extra dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah,
my
god.
god.
So in that case, yeah. So we'll stop there. You can go do some extra side content for the month.
I might finally get to do hunts and stuff then.
Yes.
I've been ignoring those so
there
much.
you go. Now you got all the time in the world to do hunts and side quests. Well, not all the time in the world. You have a month to do hunts and side quests while the rest of us defeat Fenrir. And I believe after we get there, there might be maybe only 1 or 2 checkpoints left over. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you everyone who continues to listen. And we'll just wrap this bad boy up and talk to you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.